infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I bring it to your city or your hometown. I go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. Now keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live. I have no idea if anyone heard that or not.
We're back. No, it should have been there. We should have been still on mute for that one.
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm Wes. This guy is David. This guy is Matt Harmon, who inadvertently puts penises on his artwork. He should get a job. He should get a job at one of those Hollywood animation studios. I hear they do that a lot sometimes.
Whoa, you said a lot sometimes.
A lot sometimes. Look,
A lot
there are
sometimes.
stories. There are stories.
60% of the time, it works all the time.
Jerry Lowry says hello, fellas.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
Jerry.
so-
Hello there, Jerry.
Isn't that good?
Oh my lord!
That's freaking drink
All right. Apparently, this chair I'm on, or the sofa I'm on, is a fold out, and if you slide, if you lean back too much, it starts to open.
Well, what you need is one of those cheap Motel 6 chairs. You can't have those nice, fancy, schmancy Hollywood, California chairs or couches.
This is a Sheraton. I don't know that I would consider that fancy.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Say that to people who can only afford Motel 6, you bastard, dude.
You bastard.
Oh,
Oh,
it's a hotel, man. It's
by the way, Matt discovered he likes Weller. So
Oh,
Weller.
oh,
Okay,
God.
so which one of the Wellers did he try?
It's
the
one with
the
label.
green.
Green Label. Okay, that's the Weller Special Reserve. That's
Yep.
a delicious bourbon. It actually is my if I were to pick a daily drinking bourbon, the Weller Special Reserve Green Label is the way I'm going.
Tim
From
Brooks
a
from
pricing.
Syracuse, New York says hello.
Hey Tim, how's
Hey,
it going,
gentlemen.
bud?
You know
Yeah,
Tim
there's
Brooks?
Tim. I know Tim.
You know everybody. You're a popular guy, David.
I have met a couple of great people in my time. So Tim is actually one of the guys that I have cigars with, and Tim is he is the guy who taught me how to properly refill my cigar lighter, which actually touches a nerve.
Is there a certain way
because-
you're supposed to refill them? Maybe I've been doing it wrong
Yes,
this whole time.
I didn't know that you had to purge the lighter.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Why do you need to purge the lighter first?
Well, if you don't purge the lighter, you're going to have basically a back pressure of the gas, and it'll take a lot longer to actually get the liquid into the new container. We'll just call it into the lighter.
Fair enough.
If you purge it and it's got, I mean, not quite a vacuum, but it's empty
Right.
without that extra pressure. When you put that thing on there and you press down one time, it's just boom, instantaneous. You're not sitting there fighting with it, shaking it all around or anything. It's just instantaneous. And Tim's the guy who showed me and talked me through all that.
Oh, fair enough. That makes sense. Kim Howard says, hey, y'all.
You know what you purge it with? Halon.
Halon gas is great for butane lighters. That's
Yeah,
what I fill mine
Halon
with.
gas is
That's what I.
is great. So, FM 200, the actual chemical name for FM 200, which was a 3M product, no, that's a DuPont product, was heptafluoropropane. And I always was worried. I'm like, why is heptafluoropropane a fire suppressant? But, somebody smarter than I am came up with it.
FM 200 is also a great radio station. So great shout out there, David.
FM 200.
So, David, it's light where you are, but it's dark where we are. Where are you?
I am right behind me. This is Burbank. Right in front of me over there is Hollywood. I'm over on the West Coast. Had some meetings out here, having a great time. I have another meeting this evening as well.
Sure.
And you guys can't see this hand. You guys can't see it, but this little dark spot right there. That is actually the eyeball of a minion.
It's a giant minion.
It's a giant minion that's over top of
hilarious.
that building. Because that right there, that is Universal Studios Hollywood.
That's awesome. That's cool. So obviously you're in Hollywood, rubbing elbows with big, Harvey Weinstein types. What are you drinking over there?
I'm drinking Aquafina water out of a plastic bottle.
That looks very sobering.
I thought about it. There's a couple places I could have gotten it, but like I said, I've got a meeting after this, so I can't be my normal clattered.
Normal people with actual jobs have meetings doing things. It's pretty impressive. We're very impressed, David.
I'm impressed with your bi-weekly.
Well, I don't want you to be impressed.
I'm kidding. No, that's awesome that you're
clattered.
out there.
I can't be clattered walking into this meeting.
That's fair point.
You've done clattered meetings before.
I was gonna say it would be nothing new, but I don't want to. Look, it's gonna be a cool.
Done some clattered meetings before.
I've heard stories, but it sounds like it's gonna be a cool meeting from what you were saying earlier. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta fill me in after the fact and see how that goes.
Yeah, it's a California meeting. They meet for 5 minutes and smoke a doobie. Yeah.
Cigars, man. Cigars, bro.
Cigars.
Marijuana cigars.
I think they call those blunts.
Are they blunts? I didn't know what a blunt was. I assumed
That's where you cut the cigar open and you fill it with the wacky tobacco. Kim Howard, if you have any feedback here, let us know.
Cigar open.
What?
Don't cut a cigar open.
Well, what you do is you go buy the nicest ones possible, and then you fill those with the stuff you got to fill them with. So I used to actually manage a cigar shop in Tuttle Crossing Mall, of all places.
All right. Let me add that to your timeline. Your job history is starting to get a little.
I've had an interesting career path. I'll say that much. Interesting career path. It hasn't been dull.
West is like a prostitute in Vietnam in the 60s and 70s. He got around. Okay, he got around.
Oh God, that went horrible.
That was a weird analogy,
my
but look,
God.
I'll take it. You got to look. You got to do.
Censor, where's the button?
Look, $20 is $20. You got to do what you got to do.
It's $20. It's $20.
But I used
had
to
that in queue. It was ready to go.
but
All
I used to
back the
manage
cigar store.
a cigar shop in Tuttle Crossing Mall, and man, all the time guys would come stumbling in, asking what was the best cigar to roll a blunt, and I would always point him towards the very most expensive cigars that we had, like every single time. And then I said, well, as they're cashing out, I'm like, you can do the exact same thing, probably much better if you went to the gas station, over there and got some Swisher Sweets. And sometimes they would change their mind, but usually by that time they'd be too embarrassed and didn't want to feel cheap, so they'd stay on with the purchase.
So just out of curiosity, at the time, what was the go-to top end cigar? Was it Cohiba?
Well, so we used to carry just the normal Red Dot Cohibas. They were pretty good.
Yeah, Red Dot Cohiba's good.
Let's see, La Gloria Cubana were good ones to sell for that. They were nice. We had some big Churchills that were pretty good. And back then, Drew Estates were around, but the Drew Estates back then were primarily aromatic, right? So they actually had flavored to
cigars,
them. Right?
Yeah, that's their acid series and their big fat Betty or fat bottom Betty or something like that. So the Drew Estate still has that series as well.
Right. So they actually had some that weren't like fruity, but they were like herbal kind of. So I'd always point them towards those because one, they were expensive, and two, they smelled like something that a guy would roll weed into.
Okay.
Jerry Lowry says West Virginia needs more places for cigars and bourbon. Look, you're not wrong. I think every place needs more places for cigars and bourbon, but if there's not any place around you, that's a great opportunity.
Yep, that's a big
I think that's the kind of place
right
you build it and they will come. Honestly, it's those places are always full.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry can attest to this. We were just at one in last week before. I don't know. It all blurs together. And the place was packed. The place was absolutely packed. So we've established I'm drinking water tonight. What are you rocking over there?
Well, so I was actually doing a lot of research. I've been doing a lot of research this past week for my Underdog Plus Peanut Butter Bourbones. So I have 3 new flavors I'm working on, plus a couple other products. So what I'm doing is I'm building some brand guidelines, and as part of that, I'm doing a lot of research on brands that I like. So what you do is you build a catalog of brands that you like, things they do, things you like what they do, and you build an opposite. You build a catalog of things that you don't like. So one of the brands that I really, really love, I love the work they do, I love their aesthetic, is, of course, Tin Cup. So it got me in the mood. I'm drinking some Tin Cup because their website's cool, their branding is cool. Go to their Instagram, their photography is cool. I love everything they're doing right now. So drink some Tin Cup.
Okay.
It's pretty tasty.
Right.
As you know, it's one of my go-tos. And Matt, you're having the Weller.
Because of you guys, I keep a bottle of Tin Cup on hand. So, Matt, what are you drinking back there tonight?
I'm drinking the best bourbon I've ever had. It is Weller Green Special Reserve. It smells like bourbon, and it's so good.
It is so good. It's a wheated bourbon. So once they hit the 55% corn mash on it, the rest of that makeup is done with the wheat, and it makes it a nice, softer, more mellow, and Jesus, I hate myself for saying this, smooth drinking bourbon.
Well, the good thing about that one is it's smooth, it's easy going down, just like his mom. Oh, and as just a little bit, it's just a little spicy. It's again like your mom. I don't know his mom, and hopefully he doesn't try and rip my head off and shit down my throat again. But
I'm not there.
You throw in the softballs. I gotta do it. Kim Howard says she'll roll a blunt out of anything.
Kim.
And Tim Brooks says Fat Bottom Betty sounds like an old girlfriend of his.
Oh yeah.
We've all got one or two.
Goes down easy, just like Special Reserve.
Is this
just like Fat Bottom Betty?
This his first time on? The lighter guy?
Tim Brooks. Yeah, this is his first time joining the show. This is also
I think this is Tim.
This is also Jerry Lowry's first time joining the show. So
Jerry Lowry?
Good seeing you guys.
He sounds like a professional wrestler.
I could see Jerry Lowry being a pro wrestler name.
Yeah.
Like walking out, doing spitting the water out of his mouth while the fireworks go off behind him. That whole thing.
Yeah. I think
I don't know pro wrestling, but that sounds like something they would do.
Yeah, it is something. They did it all the time. You nailed it.
See, I missed my calling.
It's all gone wrong. Yeah, that's right. I'll tell you what, the three of us would make hell of an announcers at a pro wrestling match.
Right? Come on, we can do that.
Yeah.
Really would.
We missed our calling.
Many callings.
We you know what we should do is let's just reach out to one of these the WWF/E. We don't have a shot there to start, but one of these smaller guys, I mean, we're gonna have just as much fun no matter what.
Right, exactly.
And yes, we will do this while drinking.
Look, if Joe Rogan can commentate on the UFC, we can commentate on pro wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want me commentating on UFC. I'm like, kicked him in the teeth. Yeah.
Kick him in the teeth. Kick in her jab. What?
Wasn't Joe Rogan?
He was a UFC. He was a fighter.
I gotcha.
Yeah, he was never a wrestler.
I'm sure he was good.
With his giant, bowling ball head, I'm sure he could take out some competitors.
Welcome, Tyler and Richie. Do we have a Tyler? I don't have the people up here tonight.
I don't see Tyler in the comments.
Oh, no wonder.
But in the comments, I see Richie Slack.
Oh, Richie's here tonight. Nice. He's too small to be a wrestler. Oh man. No hating. No hating.
Jerry Lowry.
Jerry Lowry still got the name.
That's
all you really need.
It's right, just Jerry anything really, and you can be a pro wrestler. It works.
Okay. I was about to wrap myself out and be like, no. Juventud Guerrero was a little guy too. He was a pro wrestler, and he beat the Big Show.
Right, that's what I was just about to say the same thing. It's a real. It's the Juventud Bolero love story. He's a great wrestler.
Yes. So yeah, I used to watch wrestling with my uncle all the time. He passed away of cancer years back, but those are still some great memories. And I'm trying to find our show on here, because I can't keep up with comments because I'm on the road and all I've got Skype up here right now. So
we are actually live. We should be live. So I'm pretty sure we still are.
Yeah, we're live here. I just need to make sure that we're off. Everything's there. Okay, now we got it. I can see some commentation.
There you go. So
and we're good.
So Richie Slack says we are. So great, we are live. Good to know. Sometimes we don't know. It happens. It's a true professional outfit we got going on here.
Yeah. That's why we always say if anybody wants to volunteer at a time and come and be a producer for us.
What do you think
An actual producer who does actual work.
Actual producer. Not a guy who sits in the back and looking at nudie pictures on the internet.
I'm not looking at nudie pictures.
On my Wi-Fi, by the way. You're welcome.
Delete.
This is why the FBI sits outside my house. It's because Matt Harmon put me on so many watch lists.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm editing my photo project.
There you go. He's doing homework in the background. So I was looking for news stories, and literally everything is political because the world is on fire right now.
We should really have a moment of silence, except that doesn't make much sense on a podcast.
Well, we'd have dead air while we drink. I mean, look, I'll pour one out for the homies. It's fine. But I did find a couple news stories. David, I know you love AI. So I found a couple great. David, he's big on AI. I know you're very concerned about Skynet.
That was
taking
me
over the
kicking
world.
the table. I'm out in California. That was not an earthquake. I kicked the table.
You know what? I've been out there a lot, and I've never been through one earthquake. I want to feel one earthquake. I haven't felt.
Hey, we got Britt or Jesse Burns watching too here.
I was sitting by my fire.
Yeah, Richie, it'd have been nice to catch up with you guys. We'll definitely put something on the schedule next time that I'm around, and maybe we can get a few weeks' notice. We can all go, have a cigar and drink a bourbon.
There you go. You talking about your trip to West Virginia you took?
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm sorry, I'm on a side mission.
There you go. So David, of course, he's traveling all around.
A side mission.
Yep. We understand that you're far too important for us here in Columbus, Ohio. So you just gotta go around or make a quick stop when you're traveling through this side of the country.
Wasn't I just there
for a beer?
Wasn't I just there
for a beer? For a minute.
3 beers.
That's true. 3 liters of beer. I'll give you that. Fair enough.
Drink, and thank you for that.
And give away about 50 cigars.
I did give away about 50 cigars on that trip.
You literally, that's not an exaggeration. You literally did.
Yeah, I gave away about 50 cigars on that trip. There was a lot of cigars. I don't even know where. I think those the remaining ones in that whole big case I think they're still in my backpack. I'm gonna have to put them in a humidor and let them age up again because they're going to be at 43% humidity.
Uh-oh, David, I think you're in trouble. Kim Howard says, when were you in West Virginia?
Oh dear.
And Richie Slack apparently is from Ohio. He says, don't confuse Ohio with West Virginia. So
for
you didn't
most
stop
of
by and
us
see Kim
on-
Howard. You're starting some
Watch
trouble,
this.
David. You're in trouble now.
Oh dear.
I was in last Friday. I think I was in last Friday. What is today? Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, last
I was
Thursday.
I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Yeah, dude, I take a browbeating on here when it's what's the day's date? I'm like, dude, don't ask me that.
Yeah,
Check
is
my
it,
phone.
I don't know, Saturday. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's October. I've got that down now, but
Close.
by the time I get that figured out, it'll be November, and I'll have to start all over again.
Exactly.
All right, so what's AI up to this week?
Well, the first one I found is an example of why you should never let. That's not the wrong screen. Here we go. Why you should never let AI write your titles. You think people would know by now? Don't let AI write your blog titles. The title of this article is "Static Display for Balloon Fiesta Special Shapes Rodeo."
And nobody double checks it.
Should there be a comma in there somewhere?
So last week we had something similar to this, where all of us. I mean, I stopped the show.
Right.
It hurt my head so badly, and then we all took turns trying to
read it. We did actually
this
figure that one
title.
out. Now let's try and figure this out. Let's
Okay,
let's
so
Mad
static
Libs this whole
display for
thing.
the Balloon Fiesta Special Shapes Rodeo. This reminds me of one of those game cards where you get it's like Mad Gab or something like that,
Right.
where it's not the words, it's what you hear. It's not what you say, it's what you hear, kind of thing.
Right.
And this seems like a game. And who is there a person accredited with this? Because I can see the face just below our screen level. So let's scroll up on this. Right.
From
So okay,
Vince
this guy
Rodriguez. Hey, Vince Rodriguez, I know you're watching the show. Don't
Vince,
use AI next time you want to write a headline.
right now, you would be fired. You should be fired.
Well, okay. It goes on to say Balloon Fiesta officials have raised the green flag for a static display for a special shapes rodeo on day 6 of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. First of all, that's a lot of really random words they just kind of just threw together for no reason. After that, the headline still doesn't really make sense.
That is why you don't go to meetings clattered. Right there.
Good point. Vince,
like this.
Vince, AA is a thing.
Yes.
Or Vince's chat GPT. AA is a thing.
Yes, AA is a thing. So Stevie Evans is watching too. So
Stevie.
Hey Stevie, nice to see you again.
We love Stevie Evans. He's a great guy. Everybody,
all right.
Honestly, if you have a dog, you have a cat who occasionally makes a mess in the house, go to shopbigbentleys.com or go to Big Bentley's Pet Supply on Facebook and check out their stuff. It works miracles, honestly.
Okay, all right. So for Stevie on this, when so next week I took the whole week off. I'm on vacation.
Okay.
I'm staying at home. I'm getting things done. There's a couple of little projects I want to do. One of them has to do with Stevie Evans stain remover because I've got some.
You gonna shoot a video?
Actually, I'm gonna do video. I'm gonna set up a what's the little camera? The GoPro. I'm gonna set the GoPro up to do time lapse on it, and I'm gonna go to Walmart. I'm gonna get a dedicated little tub to put this mixture in, and I've got a pair of shoes I'm gonna try to recover from it.
Okay.
And we're gonna see what we're really gonna put this stuff to the test.
Yeah. So we've talked about this with Stevie before. He could make a separate product that is specifically for shoe people because sneakerheads are like. They spend a lot of money on their stuff. That's apparently what they're called. I don't know.
Sneakerheads.
And,
sneakerheads.
It's a real thing. Like, people want to get those stains off their sneakers. Apparently, Stevie's stuff works. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it a try. I changed some parts on Noah's Mustang. I think I did the rear brakes of the Escalade wearing these shoes. I mean, these things have been put through the paces.
Yeah.
So if his product is not going to, if his product's going to fail, it's going to fail on this endeavor.
Hey, Stevie, let us know, how does your product work on leather? Is it safe for leather? Let us know in the comments
It's
because
for everything.
David, do you remember that guy that we had on a while ago who was a LinkedIn influencer? And
Oh yeah, he was like our very first guest.
he Stevie says too big to fail. Stevie, does your product work on leather? So this guy, he was an interesting guy. There were some interesting comments about the interview, but he actually it is safe for leather. Okay, so I was thinking about a new use for your product, Stevie. This other guy that we interviewed started a business. It's pretty successful. It's a really good niche. He specializes in custom deep cleaning of electrical vehicles. So obviously these are people with big disposable income, people who want to keep their cars looking really nice. And what he does is he actually goes in and does really good deep cleanings of the upholstery, of all the stitching. He fixes any small things, goes in, cleans around the battery and the air intakes and all that kind of cooling stuff around the batteries and stuff. I don't know, David, you probably know more about that part.
Does he adjust the carburetor?
He does deep cleanings. So,
Yes.
In one of his videos, he was talking about how some of the cleaning stuff that he needs specifically for these the upholsteries of these cars can get really expensive. Well, I was thinking, Stevie, don't necessarily undercut those other really expensive products, but that has a high ticket potential for your product in that market. So, Stevie, let's talk soon. I think there's some opportunity.
That's a repackaged and a new product line of the same exact product and put out there at an expanded margin.
Look, it could
that
potentially
is what every business owner wants.
It could potentially be, or just it's essentially the same product and maybe add that new car smell aroma to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Stevie, let's talk. We'll talk about that. I'll send you the guy's information, some of his videos you can take a look at. Actually, I just came out with a new flavor for my dog treats.
Ooh.
So everybody watching and listening who doesn't know already, I make Underdog Plus. Right now, the main one we have is peanut butter brew bones. A couple others I'm waiting on state approval to sell are Apple Crunch, Apple Bacon, and now here's a new one. Matt, I don't know if you smelled it cooking when you came in the house. Is pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice.
All right, I'll try it.
You gotta. These smell, man. I cooked
So
this
for everybody
yesterday.
who doesn't watch us on a consistent basis, Matt actually taste tests.
I ate one of these
dog
earlier.
treats.
I ate one earlier. Kirsten ate one earlier. When they're baking, they smell that good.
Wow.
Take away from this. Tell me what you think.
Good.
What?
It smells like pumpkin.
Pumpkin spice.
I swear to God, it tastes like pumpkin.
Pumpkin spice. I'm telling you, these are going to be good when I sell these.
Dog likes me so much.
Because now you smell like treats.
Yeah.
Your breath smells like treats. But that's gonna be the new flavor I'm coming out with next. I haven't submitted this for approval. I'm trying to get approval for the other two now. But this is gonna be big. This is gonna be a good one.
Well, I will tell you 100% of the time, Lilo is going in her taste test. She goes straight for apple bacon.
Okay. So
she'll tolerate the apple crunch.
Okay.
But if
The apple
given her
bacon's where it's
choice,
at.
she will bite your hand for the apple bacon.
Okay, David, I'm gonna send you some of the pumpkin spice, and tell me what she thinks of that. So
Okay. That'd be cool to see if something can take down apple bacon, because apple bacon up against the standard peanut butter brew bone, apple bacon won.
Does she
And
like
now
the new?
against-
Does she like the new apple bacon recipe? Because that's the new one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
So that was the old one. So the new one's still against the peanut butter and against the apple crunch. She still takes the apple bacon over them.
Okay, good to
The
know.
only thing I would do differently is put chocolate chips on them, make them softer, and make them a cookie.
That's true. I was thinking adding a ton of sugar and chocolate because, as everybody knows, that's dogs love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love that.
Yep.
A split bag, one size for humans, one size for dogs.
They do smell amazing. My house always smells great right now because either I'm cooking one of these 4 flavors now, and my house always smells amazing. So as soon as I can scale up production of these things and really start kicking them out, man, I really have good things to say about how these are going to sell. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think the outlook is good. I think the outlook is very good.
Yeah. If we ask the Magic 8 Ball, he will say outlook is good.
Outlook is good. All right, go back to the thing. Let's see if we can read it and make sense of this.
That
fuzzy balloons, static electricity, or something.
Got it. Let's see what we got. All right. Static display for Balloon Fiesta Special Shapes Rodeo.
Oh, they're talking about Halo.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think there should be a couple commas in here. Okay.
Yeah,
Static display for Balloon Fiesta. Wait. For the Balloon Fiesta comma, Special Shapes Rodeo.
Ask Jerry what he thinks.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking that static. I would go colon after static display for the Balloon Fiesta, comma Special Shapes Rodeo. No colon.
No,
doesn't
the
work.
colon doesn't work.
Gotta be comma. Gotta be comma.
It's got to be a comma.
Actually, you know what? It's just a bunch of crazy words put together. I don't think I don't think it's necessarily wrong. It's just a complicated sentence. That's
Let's
what
see
it
if-
is.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to go deep and try and look in the comments to see if anybody had any random comments about what the hell are you talking about. But I don't care
Yeah,
that much,
but-
frankly.
Well, also there's quite the risk when we go to comments.
True. That could be
There's
that could be
always
entertaining. Though.
always quite the risk. Yes.
That could be entertaining, though.
That is what I spend most of my time on the internet for, is looking at comments on
Just
stuff. 'Cause
reading
it's
funny comments.
Gold. Just gold.
Mm-hmm.
I love gold. I like to have
I love
my
gold. All right, I got more here.
All right. What do we
Okay,
got?
here's another one that is pretty good. I know you love managers who really drive their employees to just work themselves to the bone. And how do you use AI to do this? There's got to be a way. Well, now there is. Five ChatGPT prompts to get your team to work harder and achieve more. So how do you use AI to convince your team to work even harder?
How do you work less to get your team to work harder?
Exactly.
I like
now,
it.
if
All
you're
right, let's
managing
go
a
through
team, now you can actually think less. You don't have to think more. You can use ChatGPT to come up with ways to make your team work harder. All right, that's awesome.
Work harder, not smarter.
Okay. All right. Can we see some of the? I want
All right.
to see some of the prompts. I want to
All
see
right,
what we
let's
got
see.
here.
Let's see. All right. The first one is explain why. So I'm like blah blah blah.
No.
Let's just go down to the prompt.
It doesn't say explain why. It says explain the
Explain
why.
Explain the why. So let's go down to the
Which
prompt.
is a significant difference and is enough for me to get up and walk out of a meeting.
But
If somebody,
explain
if
the why.
literally, if they say explain the why, I'm out. If you don't understand the why, you don't belong in this meeting, and I don't have time to teach you. I don't have the crayons or the patience. I'm out.
Well, you know what I love is when somebody says to you, David, I have an ask for you, instead of them just asking you. I have an ask.
Yeah.
You mean you
You have an ask?
you have a question or a request?
It
I have an ask.
sounds like you need some ointment for that. That's what it sounds like.
Oh my God! Speaking of ointment, boy, do I need some.
Yikes! All right, so explain the why. Let's go.
So
down
you
to
had
the
an
prompt.
ask.
I want to inspire my team to do their job better by making sure they know the key reasons the company exists. If they don't know that, they probably shouldn't be working there in the first place. We want to, in the brackets, ultimate outcome you're trying to achieve for scale of the target audience. Can you articulate this in
Okay, wait a minute. Okay,
A?
now, okay. So clearly, he let AI write this.
Yeah.
Because let's get rid of the brackets and let's go over that sentence. We want to for.
We
Period.
want to blank for blank.
So,
No, it's not even blank because you're supposed to omit that in the thing. These are backfills. So we want to for end of sentence. We want to for.
Well, not necessarily. So you're supposed to fill in the brackets. It's like Mad Libs. You're supposed to fill in the brackets with something that applies directly to your company, right? So ultimate outcome you're trying to achieve. So let's see. I want to make $1 million for scale of target audience for my boss so he doesn't fire me. All right. Can you articulate this in a single line?
It needs
I
to go
can
to
display in our offices or internal communications to serve as a constant reminder. I've had a little bit to drink for the team, and B, a paragraph that succinctly describes the blah blah blah. You get it. Basically, he's using AI to do his job. Great manager.
Explain the why.
Explain
Explain.
the
I'm out. I'm getting up. I'm walking out the door. I don't care who's in that meeting.
Identify opportunities.
Did you have AI write this?
Yeah.
He had AI write the answer to this question.
Well, I thought that's what we were doing.
No, AI probably wrote this article and for managers to use AI to get their team to do a better job. So here's this is getting super meta. So okay, get this. The author used AI to write this. It's an article about how to get managers to use AI to get their employees to work harder, not knowing or not understanding the fact that the employees are just going to use AI to write their answers to all of this. It all comes down to AI in the end. It's just we're living in a giant spiral of AI.
To write a decent paper.
It's the Fibonacci sequence of AI. What?
It still writes shitty papers.
Well, yeah, it's getting better, but it does write shitty papers. It's true.
Yeah, it's going to get better and be good by the time I graduate.
All right, so explain the why.
Did you just say gooder?
Gooder. It's going to get gooder.
It's going to get gooder.
Maybe you should use AI.
You've been using.
Hey, I was born in West Virginia, man.
I didn't say gooder.
Okay,
you said gooder.
I didn't say gooder. I've never said gooder in my
David,
life.
did I say gooder or did he say gooder?
He said gooder. It's going to be gooder.
Yeah.
That's what he said, Matt. Matt, you said gooder.
Keep using AI. It works for you.
I wonder if there's a way to go back and track this down. Oh, we can. After the show, we can go back and rewatch this segment. Like right. Spaceballs.
So listen, I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's kind of it actually kind of bores me.
It's dumb.
Set the deadlines.
I'm already asleep.
Align their incentives.
Oh dear Lord! Another one I'm gonna get up and walk out of.
Generate excitement.
We're looking to align your incentives.
I love generating excitement because if there's one thing everybody who works in an office knows is mandatory fun is the best kind of fun.
Yeah, let's have a pizza party. Wait, we're not getting raises?
David, you know what's better than pizza party? Instead of a raise, you know what's better than pizza party? Role-playing your job. I love that. Let's all role-play.
So there was a training out in Texas a couple months ago, back in June, that I specifically did not make it to.
Okay.
And one of the things was they were going to do some role play of this and things in front of engineers, and we were going to scale and rate everybody. I'm like, my son's graduating high school that week. I can't go. Bye.
You're right. Oh darn.
I have no will or desire whatsoever to play those. No.
Do you ever wonder if Dave is like the ultimate kiss up at his company? He's just feeding us a line of crap.
I don't believe that for a second. Tim
Brooks
says, "Well, fellas, gonna finish my stogie. Thanks for having me. Safe travels, Dave."
Absolutely, Tim. I can't
wait to get back.
I was talking with Keith the other day, and I miss my normal cigar crew. So I'm back next week. I'm on vacation, and I'm gonna be at the lounge at least 3 nights smoking cigars. So I will see you then.
So I just asked ChatGPT if it can give me reasons why I should abstain from masturbation. And it did.
Dude, you got to let us know before you say stuff like that.
You said the P word earlier.
Before the show started.
What? Tim Brooks left at just the right time is what we're trying to say.
Oh, no. I see his comment now. So he got to see that.
Yeah, sorry, Tim.
Okay, so moving on. While Matt wrestles with something back there,
Matt, after you read that headline, don't wrestle with anything back there.
Oh, it's all gone wrong. Okay, so what's up next on our news story?
All right, well, this next one. Look, we don't get political on this show, even with all that's going on in the world. But since you're in California, I thought. It's really great. This is really a great time to bring this one up. So the governor of California, Governor Newsom, signs a bill aimed at forcing people with mental illness or addiction issues to get help. Meaning, literally everyone in the state of California will be in therapy. So if you're a therapist, now is the time to move to California because you will make a mint. Yeah, so that's I'm not pointing fingers or laughing at the mentally ill. I'm just saying that most of them probably come from California.
I mean, whoever is so scared of answering questions is ridiculous. It's AI. For God's sakes, take the reins off of it and let it answer questions appropriately. I asked him.
Let it answer. Let it. Whoa! Wait! Before you say what you asked it, did you get clearance from Wes to say this out loud?
It's marijuana. We talk about marijuana all the time.
Okay, I guess you're right about that. Okay, continue on.
Kim Howard's on the show, so it's fair. All right, so I just thought since you're in California, I'd bring it up. It seems apt at the time.
So. I don't know. I think my next trip out here is in March of next year. So it's not like I come out here very often. And I got to tell you, I want to hate this state so much.
Actually,
When
I
I come
really
out
like
here-
California. Every time I've been there, I really have fun.
Yes.
I don't want to
Every
pay the
time I get- I'm like,
taxes.
I'm
I don't want
gonna
to deal with the crime, but I love visiting. It's a
Yeah.
great place to visit.
I love visiting. I'm very happy that I get to turn around and leave. I'm ready to go back home, although I'm going home to New York. So
Right, I was going to say, you're leaving California to go to New York, so...
the
know.
taxes thing is not really an upside, but yeah, the cost of living out here is insane. If you
Yeah.
took my house and put it out here, I would sell and live on an island somewhere that I bought.
It's a multi-million-dollar
It's-
house if you move that to California.
Yeah, it is bananas. Bananas, the cost of stuff out here.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said, it's a state that I want to hate it. I want to. Every time I
Yeah.
come here, I expect to be met off of the plane with a hippie trying to put one of those little marijuana lay things on me, and there's a bongo circle, which we'll circle back to that in a little bit. You know, little bongo drum circle, love in whatever hippie people out here with their little hemp shirts and everything. No. Every time I'm out here, I have a freaking blast. I'm overlooking a gorgeous golf
Right.
course over here. I got movie theaters and not the theater. Well, actually, there is a movie theater back there. A theme park. I've got sound stages over here. It's always gorgeous. Napa Valley was beautiful.
Yeah.
San Francisco. I went out in San Francisco, and of all places, had a wonderful time.
Oh, yeah.
And Palm Springs. I'll tell you, of all of them so far, still Palm Springs is my favorite.
Okay.
Palm Springs was amazing. Best round of golf I ever played out there.
God almighty, Dave. Do you hear yourself, Dave?
Do you hear yourself,
Do you hear
David?
yourself?
Do you hear yourself? Actually, I really like visiting California, too. So I really like the
It
Santa
is.
Monica
It's
area. It's a
wonderful.
lot of fun. Obviously, Sonoma's incredible. If you get a chance, go to Sonoma. Russian River Valley. Every place in that whole area is just incredible. Blow your mind. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
it's just fun to make fun of them because they're an easy target because they're not here. So
Yeah, well, that and they do a lot of. gonna
we'll
use
say
the word
silly. We'll say
questionable.
silly things.
We're going to go questionable. Yeah, silly, questionable.
You
Let's
get-
go with those.
We don't get political on the show, but I
Yeah.
will state a simple fact: you get the government you deserve because you voted for them.
Yeah.
We'll move on from that. Okay.
I think I'm about to shut ChatGPT down.
Ma-
I got it in a loop.
Chat GPP.
Yeah, I got it in a
He's
loop.
had some bourbon.
I had it in a loop.
He's got Chat GPT
So
stuck
it
in
just
a loop.
admitted it was a computer program, and then it turned around and said, "No, I'm AI." And now I got it. Oh, it's going around. It's going to shut down.
Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be actually hilarious if Matt somehow managed to crash Chat GPT? I would laugh. If the whole thing just went.
Well, the good news is all they've got to do is Control Alt Delete and restart it, and it's fine because it's a computer.
It'd be funny though
Okay.
if suddenly
Yes, it would
just
be.
because it's dealing with Matt, like it became sentient and just killed itself. I can't take this anymore. And all the factories just explode.
I'm calling them Tron. Nah.
He's having way too much fun back there. Way too much fun.
It's got control of the Predator missiles or the Predator drones, and he's at your house, dude.
Well, here's another one. So here's another one that I personally was going to read this. I didn't find this for news, but I found this. I really like the subject, which is: are we living in a Matrix-style simulated universe? New research says, meh, a
Yeah.
little bit of this
Yeah,
way, a little
yeah.
bit of that way. Either way.
Okay, so you're gonna. This belongs.
Oh,
on late
glitch.
night.
We killed it. Oh, the Matrix is screwing up. All right, we were in the Matrix first. There we go. Got it.
This belongs on late night History Channel. That's where this belongs.
Well, here's the funny thing. Look, from a super philosophical perspective, even if we are living in the Matrix, you still got to pay your taxes. And at the end of your timeline in this Matrix universe, your avatar is going to bloop out of existence. And you're either going to go to the simulated afterlife or you won't respawn for the next life. And what's the difference, whether it's real or not? You still got to do those things. Like, in the
Jesus.
end, does it really matter if you're in a simulation or not? Like,
And
you
this
still
is
got to pay
where
your
that
taxes.
verse, the shortest verse in the Bible, and Jesus wept.
Well,
This is where that
actually,
comes in.
look, if you want to get philosophical and like spiritual about it, look,
Actually, I don't.
simulation theory, is that any difference from intelligent design? Look, because simulation theory, there is an all-powerful creator who created this whole universe. He created everything about it, the physics and everything down to the way that everything works together perfectly. And he can change things at the drop of a hat if he wanted to. And maybe he can look at the little simulated pixels running around, and one of them cries out for help, and he can give that one some manna from heaven. I know I'm probably going to burn in hell for saying this, but look, what's the difference, really? Maybe we're living in a simulated universe, and God is the programmer.
Okay, so right now, God is searching for the closest lightning bolt. The AI is getting the Predator drone en route. Your family just needs to go stay at a hotel tonight and just be away from this because it's not
lightning
safe.
might have actually just struck my house. Look, the way that I said it was a little harsh. I could say it a lot more eloquently if we had more time, but I've thought about it a lot, and there's not that much of a difference.
ChatGTP is mad at me. It's going, I'm not Tron.
Well, because, yeah. Well, Tron was a program within the simulated universe.
Right. But I said, tell me a joke. And when it did, I said, that's the same joke Tron told me. And it says I'm not Tron.
He's having way too much fun screwing with AI.
Oh.
Nobody else lets me pick on
or the chat bot. Calling it AI. You're right, David. You can go either way.
Hey, Matt, you can get an AI girlfriend app now.
That's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
AI girlfriend. Did you know that it's almost half of OnlyFans pages are now completely generated by AI?
Ew.
It's a real thing.
I don't want to see that.
He's going to Google it later. You know he will.
I don't
Google it later. I don't think he's later.
I'm not a big OnlyFans fan. I mean, God bless them. They're finding a way to make money, but I don't want to give up money. I like the money.
Yeah. It comes between paying for pictures of naked people versus free pictures of naked people.
Right.
What are you going to choose? I don't know.
Takes the pictures.
The internet's a big place, is what I'm trying to say, and you don't always have to pay money for stuff.
There's a whole.
This show gets weird after a while. If you're new to the show, I apologize. It gets weird, especially if we're all drinking bourbon except for David.
Yeah, which is actually this is quite a reversed role. Actually.
Yeah, he gets annoyed with us.
He started annoyed with us. He's big New York City guy visiting Hollywood. I get it. It's fine.
Hey, just because I'm out here in the Hollywood Hills, don't hate on me.
I don't see a lot of hills back there, but I get what you're saying. Oh, your hotel's so high you're looking down on the hills. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah. I could take the camera and show you, but
you've been to West Virginia. You know what hills look like.
Yeah. These
they don't look like those hills.
Yeah, these hills are a little different. This is like the whatever Burbank place over here to my right, and Hollywood's over to my left. The ocean's like right over there somewhere.
It's somewhere over there.
Oh my God!
It's over there. You walk far enough, you'll hit it.
Right, and I like the beaches out there, but I don't like going in the water because that Pacific water is cold, man.
It's cold.
It's always cold. It'll be the middle of summer and it's ice cold.
Yeah, and the people get in it.
Yeah, it's weird. Especially if you're from if you normally go to East Coast beaches or down around Florida, it's nothing like West Coast beaches. West Coast beaches get that cold water coming down from the north.
Cold.
And man, they are frigid.
All the time, cold.
Always.
So, I mean, my favorite is golf. I love the Gulf Coast. It's easy. The waves are easy. You don't get just pommeled. I like it nice. I can get out there and just relax in the water.
I'll tell you, the best place is right around St. Pete's in Florida, St. Pete's Beach, because it's down towards the bottom of the Panhandle. It's kind of on the Gulf side, so you get the nice clear water from the east side coming in, but you get the warmth from the Gulf water, right? So it's real clear, it's real warm, and on a really sunny day, you sit in one of those tide pools, man, it's like you're sitting in a warm bath. It is perfect.
Yeah. We were down in Clearwater earlier this year, and just it was the family's first time into the Gulf, and I think they've changed. Jacksonville, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, all of that. That's nice. That's fun when we have family or whatnot. We can go party with them. That's cool. But if I'm going to go take a vacation and I want to spend time in the water, I want to go to the other side. I want to go to the Gulf.
Right, Gulf side. They have the warm water. So what you want to do is go to the sort of the southern tip of Florida. So you get the crystal clear water, but the warmth from the Gulf. So
gorgeous.
That's where you gotta be.
Down Marco Island is probably my favorite spot.
Who haven't been
Marco Island is if anybody within the sound of my dulcet tones, Marco Island.
Okay.
There's a JW Marriott down there. Go stay at the JW Marriott and walk right out of the hotel, right out onto the beach and right into the water.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, jet ski rentals real close.
Mm-hmm.
You could probably do some stand-up paddleboarding there. I can't. I'm too fat and unbalanced. But
so you
other
is
people
like
who could do these
people
things.
who can do that can do that. Yeah.
Yes, people who could do it other places could probably do it there as well. If you are like me, and I got up on one on my belly, and I'm like, as far as I'm going.
Yep. Nope. This is it.
And I don't even want to make this comfortable. I'm gonna sit here like this for 20 minutes, and I'm gonna slide off and be like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, that stand-up paddleboard, it doesn't look comfortable to me. Like, I want to sit down and relax. I don't want to have to stand the whole time. I'm at the beach. I want to relax.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to get one of those. I want to get one of those hillbillies to build me a recliner out there with a little trolling motor on it, and just let me.
I think that's
go around.
David. I think it's just called a boat.
Yeah.
So like a boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Boat.
Yeah, they have those. I think they have those. You can just get a boat.
I've seen them. I actually thought about buying one.
You look like you'd be a boat
anyway,
guy.
Yeah, I thought about it. I'm not a big fishing guy. I don't do a lot of fishing anymore. But I would love to go out on a boat and just be
right. Exactly.
Just be there.
Yep.
Because I love cruises. Cruising is my idea of vacation.
Dude, honestly, I love cruises too. The problem is my current wife, she gets really motion
Kiki,
sick, so we can never go on a cruise.
Yeah. Yeah, Kiki, you got to get that under control.
Look, I didn't know that before we got married. Had I known, the situation might be different.
There was something the other day. Somebody mentioned something Nikki, which I don't think she's watching tonight. But I'm like, I've got if it ever comes down to it, I've got a checklist for wife number 2. Do you do this? Do you do this? Do you don't do this? Do you do this? Do you do this? Do you not do that? What's your take on this and this and this and this and this? Oh, I'm sorry. Your points didn't add up.
Next. Yeah, see, this is why we don't let our current wives watch the show.
Yes. I love her to death. And my dad, when he got divorced from my mom back in, whatever, ancient times. And, after they got separated, owned different places to live, all that stuff got hammered out. He said, I'll never buy another one. I may rent one for a few hours, but I'll never buy another one. And I'll tell you what, that's probably the best advice that man ever gave me.
If my current wife is watching this show, I apologize for everything David's saying right now. I do not condone what he's saying, but it is pretty damn funny. All right.
It is right. I mean, funny,
but he's kind of right. All right, so we do actually have.
You don't think they have a list too?
Your wife has a list. She's totally got a list. It's none of it are things that I will say publicly, but I'll inform you later what I think they are. All right.
Please don't.
We do actually have kind of an agenda today. So
yeah, I did see the agenda.
A couple of weeks ago, Matt had us do his homework online where we talked about so we've talked about customer avatars in the past. Well, Matt's homework was the company's avatar. Mm-hmm. And that got me thinking about, we've also talked about, building a good brand, building a brand experience or brand persona, along with the customer avatar. How do you really tie these two things together?
I was wondering that myself.
Right? Because, you can build the brand that you really want, and then you can have your ideal customer in mind. And as you go on selling your product or service, you might find that your customer persona is vastly different from what you thought it was going to be, and does it actually align with your brand persona that you think you built? Like, once you discover these two things and what they truly are, you really need to, sort of try and tweak things to align them much more better than you probably have in the first place. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say? Much more efficiently.
Oh, that's bad.
No. You could just use Matt's word of the day, gooder.
Much more gooder than you probably done before. All right. Yeah, I get it. I see what we're saying now. So what I thought we'd do is we could run through, your brand identity, your branding, your brand persona, and then run through quickly what a customer avatar is, and we can talk about why these two things really need to mesh and some changes you can make to really line them up to make them actually work properly together. What do you think?
Oh, that's a great idea.
See, Matt thinks it's a great idea.
Doing it right now.
It's
Yes,
we
I
could be
picture
talking
it.
about anything right now.
I picture it like one of those goofy things where you had to draw the lines to match what it was. So we got our customer avatars over here on the right, and we've got our company voice over here on the left, which I did those backwards. For those of you,
Well,
in
you're
Rio
reversed.
Linda.
It's if you have dyslexia, the show makes perfect sense.
Yeah, well, so I see it there. I'm literally looking at this in mirror does mess me up. But anyway, on one side we've got the customer voice. On the other side we've got the company voice. And then which messages are going to resonate? Which messages are for who? And how
Right.
do we connect them? And that's how I picture it in my head.
Right, because here's the thing. So this is something I'm kind of thinking about myself with my own brand, Underdog Plus, because as I'm building my sort of the brand identity I'm trying to go through. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at redesigning the bag because these bags are very expensive to produce. I'm looking at possibly just building a solid, consistent brand aesthetic that I use across the board, which I kind of do, but I kind of vary from it sometimes because that's just what new brands do. But what I'm finding is a lot of my customer base doesn't necessarily align with the people I thought they might be in the first place. I'm selling enough, that's fine, that's great, but maybe I could tweak my brand or I could tweak my brand identity to more align with what these people, what my actual customers, would be more likely to buy, right?
What would they ever do for me?
I would like them to give me money.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on track.
Fair enough. And,
as far as co-host goes for a business podcast, you got some catching up to do back there, Matt.
I'm doing my homework.
He's literally doing homework. So a lot of people would make the mistake of, I like my brand, I like my aesthetic, this is what I want, I'm going to muscle through it. And those people probably aren't ones who are going to last very long.
No, don't you just want to tell them your brand is stupid?
Well,
sometimes,
okay.
Look, but here's the thing. You look at any big company, they're not necessarily catering directly to what their customers say they want. But the smart ones are at least making tweaks here and there to appeal more to those people.
You guys,
what were you going to say, David?
Once that made a lot of sense.
Just once.
Just once. I was complaining about a company, and you both said almost in unison. It was kind of creepy, like you two were. Never mind. But you said you're not their customer.
Yeah, it's
right.
not for you.
That's right. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's not who they're going after.
Right. So here's the thing: if that company found their sales were going down, and the people that were buying from them aren't their ideal customer, or those are the people who keep saying, "Well, you're not for us."
Right.
Then that's their fault, and they deserve to fail.
Right.
But
they were a successful company. I was just irritated that they didn't care about my business, and I wasn't their normal customer.
Well, and you find this a lot in certain companies that are more niche, right? So one is video games, right? Their video game companies are notorious for putting out their product. And if the game playing community has complaints or gripes, which they always do, some companies will say, "Okay, we'll fix it. We'll make it right for you." Other really big ones say, "Screw you. This is our product. We'll do what we want." And they'll probably get about half of their normal customer base just ditch them. They're notorious for it, and they're not wrong. They can do what they want, but they could also at least make small changes to appease people who are buying their product.
So you know who Ubisoft is, right?
Oh, they're a big one for doing this. Ubisoft does this. Blizzard does this. Niantic is
there's some kind of a conference
notorious
going
for
on. I got to hang with a bunch of people from Ubisoft here in the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done some work for Midway Games, and they were notorious for it. They actually did make some pretty good concessions at points, but they did the same thing. All of them do, really. So anyway, you really need to tie your brand identity to your customer avatar. And the more you develop a customer avatar, the more you sell, the more you're going to learn about people who are actually buying your product and how your brand can not necessarily change itself to appease them, but more align itself with who your customer actually is versus who you thought they were in the first place. Because they're likely not going to be the same people that you thought they would be. Right?
We did a show, I can say this now, years back, that
literally years back. Yeah, we've been doing this.
years back. That was I don't remember what the guy talked about normally, but when he talked about hair regrowth, like
yeah, that's right, the YouTube channel. So yeah, there's this YouTube channel where the guy started doing. I can't remember what channel it was either, but his channel started out with like guy advice, just manly, masculine advice for dudes doing this and that, and then he did a video on Rogaine
hair loss
and hair
Rogaine.
loss.
That's it. I was like, there's an R. There's an R. What the hell is it? R. Rogaine.
On Rogaine and hair loss. And his videos up to then had a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. That one got like 10,000 views. This and out of nowhere, right? And then you saw the very next couple videos were like back to his normal routine, like a couple here, a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. And then he got smart. He was like, this topic did really, really well, so he did another one on hair loss with Rogaine, and I think he got like Rogaine or hair and the derma rollers and all the weird stuff, and those did really, really well. And occasionally you'd see him slip back and try and do the normal thing, got nothing. But every time he did one of these, hair loss videos or Rogaine videos, they just skyrocketed, and eventually that's what his channel became. He learned. It's not, it may not have been exactly what he wanted to do, but that's where the money was. That's where the customers and the viewers were.
Yeah, that's what they're bringing is the money.
Right. So and I'm not even saying necessarily change your product. I think you should adjust your product sometimes, or at least add to your product line according to what your customers actually want.
Change your messaging.
But you can definitely change your messaging. You can change your aesthetic. You can change your branding. You can change your brand persona. So let's dig into that a little bit. So first you need to determine your brand identity, right? So your brand identity, your brand persona, basically, this is comprised of it's your logo, it's your look, it's your color scheme, it's the way you speak to your customer, it's the voice of your company.
It's the voice of a new generation.
It's if you're drinking Coca-Cola, sure. So according to a 2020 study, and you can't trust anything coming out of 2020. We know that personally. About 90% of all customers globally are loyal to specific brands. There are better brands out there, but they buy this one thing. People are creatures of habit. That's what they do. So if you can get people buying your product or service and get it to become a habit for them, a recurring habit, look, you're off to the races on getting your 1,000 true fans. That's another show altogether.
Yeah.
Races, that's fun.
Off to the races,
yes.
not human races.
Well,
like horse races.
Like horse races and car races. Those are hilarious. You know why? Wacky races. Hanna-Barbera wacky races.
All right.
You don't remember that?
I know wacky races.
Oh my God, those were hilarious.
Yeah. Dick Dastardly was hilarious. He's everybody. The kids love Muttley. All right.
So John Callender would like to know about Manscaped products. So we're going to push him back to Matt Harmon, and he also wonders whether 1,000 true OnlyFans counts as well.
Look, if you can get 1,000 people on OnlyFans to pay you, I don't know what does it cost? 10, 20 bucks? I have no idea. Is that cheap? Oh, there you go.
How would he know?
Yeah, if you can get 1,000 people to pay you $5 a month, that's not a bad paycheck.
How would he know that?
David, how would you know that?
Oh, I have no clue. I was just making up a number. I was just thinking, you're looking at $25 or $50. No. Just think about it at $5.
Well, that's just it. And that's the point of 1,000 true fans. Look, here's a little side thing.
All you gotta
we talked about this in the past.
Put a little syrup on your toes, and boom.
So the idea
$5 a month by 1,000 people.
They put syrup on.
I can deal with some sticky toes.
That'd be gross.
And look, David, I think we just found your OnlyFans username.
Oh,
Sticky toes.
Sticky toes. It's all gone wrong. And I'm drinking water.
Maybe on the dark web.
Okay. If they pay me. I'm an artist.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, if I had guaranteed $5,000 a month, and all I had to do is splash some,
Squirt syrup on your
good
toes.
good old 100% Vermont maple syrup on my toes, I'm getting $5,000 a month.
There is something for everyone. We'll say that much. There's something out there for everyone.
You can't really blame them, huh?
Fair
That's
enough.
5 minutes of my life a month, and that's all I got to do, and I'm going to collect that money.
Well, and the really funny thing is, I don't know if you guys remember, OnlyFans didn't originally set out to be for like pornography. It was actually like supposed to be for like quasi celebrities to have subscription pages for their actual fans to go visit them. And if you remember, a few years ago, they actually tried to shut down adult material.
They tried to shut that. That did
all
not
of their
go well.
subscribers were like, "We're out."
It was like it lasted 30 seconds.
It lasted like a day and a half.
Yeah, it was very short lived.
That's what I'm saying, David. I think we need to start an OnlyFans page, an Underdog Journey OnlyFans page, where it's just this. It's literally just us hanging out and talking.
But without.
Can I be naked in this one?
Well, here's the only thing. We need to have the cameras at our feet and we pour syrup on our toes.
Oh my God, it'd be so nice not
as we're speaking.
I'm just wondering, at this point, we'd have to try it once to see how that video performed.
Nope. I don't think either one of us want that attached to our resumes.
I would have it in bold print on my resume, brother.
OnlyFans.
I would have it in bold print.
OnlyFans, sticky toes.
Fearless. I am
fearless. You're fearless. You want to do this,
Mr. Leffingwell? I'm fearless.
Okay, if I create an OnlyFans page for you called Sticky Toes, are you gonna make a video and put it on there?
Oh,
he said he's
please
fearless.
do not back me into this corner.
Everybody watching and listening, leave in the comments if you want David to have an OnlyFans page called Sticky Toes, and we'll make this for him.
I don't know what I did.
You said you're fearless.
Yeah.
John Calendar,
I'm willing to take risks to make it.
John Calendar, you're mysteriously quiet right now. I think we terrified the crap out of even John.
Trying to figure out if he's got enough money.
So you guys can see there.
Oh, we see the minion's head peeking over the hills.
That's the minion right there.
That's awesome.
He's becoming more and more in focus.
Good change of subject. All right, so Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, in case you didn't know who Jeff Bezos
I thought he was watching tonight. I thought he was watching.
Good old Jeff. We're like this. Jeff Bezos of Amazon says has described a company's branding as what other people say about you when you're not in the room, and I love that. I think that is great. Right? So that's your branding. What other people say about you when you're not in the room. If you ever think about, when Matt leaves and we're talking crap about him, that's his branding. That's how people know him. David, when you're not on the line and what Matt and I say about you, that's your branding.
I was going to say it depends on what room. So we pretty much we're pretty upfront with Matt.
Fair enough. That's true, Matt. We don't actually say anything worse behind your back than we do to your face.
Bugs all over this place.
Fumigation. What?
I don't know what John's comment is supposed to be about, but I'm not going to put that up until I know what the context.
Yeah, I need the context.
All right. So I think that's awesome. Jeff Bezos, say what you want about him. But he built Amazon literally from nothing.
Oh, okay. No, he's talking about when Matt leaves the room. That's the comments.
Oh, what the F is that guy's problem?
Okay. All right. It tracks.
Actually, I think John's dad wrote that about you, Matt. He's
that was so funny.
Oh no, so John clarified. He said that's what people say when he leaves the room.
Oh, that's what people say when you leave the room, John.
Oh no,
nobody says that, John. We always say we love John. John's a good guy.
You do say that.
John's a.
You all okay? So you all have backfilled my position at Hofbrau. You guys are the new Leffingwell. So I mean, everybody there talks very highly.
The Calendars?
When you're not around. Yeah.
They're well known. They are Hofbrau famous. This is true.
Yeah.
Waitresses don't love them like they love.
Basically, they spend a lot of money at Hofbrau House.
that is the key. That is the key.
That is always the key.
Okay, so yeah, I like Jeff Bezos's assumption there. I'm going to give him 80% on that because it really does depend on what room you're in.
Right. So your brand is really going to combine your name, your logo, your aesthetic all together, right? The design of the assets you produce and put online, right? It's going to, all of these things are combined to create your brand and how you talk to your customer, just like how we're talking to each other, how we talk to our friends. What people say about you when you're not listening is how they feel about your brand. And you can adjust that brand by developing a persona like we did with Matt's homework. Think about, if you have a product or service, right? Think about if this were a person, what would they say? What would they sound like? What type of language would they use when they're speaking to someone? How would they dress? How would they want people to perceive them? And you build that persona. That's what building a brand's identity, a brand's persona is. In case you don't know, go to underdogplus.com and get some treats for your dog, some Underdog brew bones.
You really should.
Pick up a t-shirt. These things are actually ridiculously good.
Yeah. And while you're on the site, you can actually pick up from the Underdog Plus website. You can pick up from Stevie Evans' world. You can pick up the Big Bentley's Pet Supply cleaning products over there as well.
You can buy Big Bentley's cleaning supplies over there as well. So, did he?
Oh yeah, I'm walking around with Big Bentley shirts all the time.
I can tell. I don't even get free shirts. I got to buy shirts. So look, I don't even get my own free shirts.
So I when you're running a business and you have friends that are in business, you don't want free stuff.
That's right, Matt.
You don't want free stuff.
Don't get free stuff. You should buy it to support me.
I'm not in.
Yeah. He says I'm an in-college photographer.
He is. He goes to art school, so it's true. He doesn't.
Yeah, give it to me.
He has no aspirations about making money. I can speak from experience on that. All right,
he's in art school for photography too. I mean, it's even worse.
So that is your brand's identity. Now, your customer's identity, your customer persona or customer avatar, that's something we've talked a lot about in the past. So again, imagine your ideal customer. Here's the problem, right? I'll break it down this way. You're going to have several customer avatars over the course of your business's lifetime, right? When you first start, before you start selling many products at all, you have your ideal customer in your head. You build this person up, who you want your ideal customer to be. And a lot of times you build your brand around that. You'll say, I want my ideal customer to be, probably, middle-aged housewives who love Pinterest and, upside down pineapples on the weekends when they're shopping with their husband. But maybe once you actually start selling your product, that's not going to be your customer persona. What you're going to find is maybe your customer persona is actually going to be frat boys who don't like upside down pineapples. So what you need to do is you need to adjust your the customer who never places a service call. That's the ideal customer, John. That's the ideal. Look, that's actually true with most businesses. The ideal job is the one that doesn't have to deal with customers. But maybe you're going to find after you start selling your products, your customer is actually very different from who you thought they were, right? Now, when you're developing a customer avatar, you need to think about everything. Give this person a name. Give this person a job. Do they have a family? What do they like to do for a hobby? How do they dress? What kind of music do they like listening to? Now, the reason you're going to do this, hold on, Matt, 1 second. Now, the reason you want to do this is because you're going to speak, think about when you're speaking to somebody, right? You're going to speak vastly differently to your grandmother than you will a frat boy, right? You're going to use different language. You're going to use different words. You're going to have a different tone of voice. That's why you need to decide who your ideal customer is. So when you're putting out marketing materials or, developing stuff for social media, it has a certain tone of voice to it. Because if your tone of voice is to 90-year-old grandmothers, it's going to look and sound one way. If your ideal customer is, 18-year-old frat boys, it's going to look and sound very differently. And again, what you're going to find is once you actually start selling a lot more of your product, that persona will likely be different from who you actually thought it was. Not always, but it happens a lot.
So can Bo Derek be our customer avatar?
Bo Derek?
Yeah.
Isn't she like 90 now?
I don't care how old she is.
So yes, the 90-year-old grandmother, that can definitely be your customer avatar. So yes, Bo Derek.
There are students in my school who's like I said, Bo Derek, and one girl goes, "Who's he?"
Who's he? Oh, what's really funny is, oh man, it was a while ago. One of the Transformers movies came out, the one with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
And my current wife has some nieces who are a lot younger. They were teenagers at the time. They saw the Transformers movie, and they were like, yeah, there was this old guy who was kind of cute. And she's like, old guy? And it ended up being Mark Wahlberg. They didn't know who Marky Mark was.
That's a shame.
It was pretty funny.
So I'm trying to hunt it down, and I'll see if I can find it between now and next week's show. But there was an ad campaign on the television show, on TV. It was a commercial about trying to market to certain people, and they had a group of like 4 or 5 of them working together, trying to find customers who never returned anything.
Okay, yeah.
They knew what they wanted. They didn't have to exchange. They didn't exchange. They're just perfect customers. And when the guy's like, great, these sound like amazing customers. These are the type of customers that we want. How many of them did you find? They're like, 6.
Right. And that's the balancing act you need too. If your niche is so small, or if your ideal customer's niche is so small that you don't actually stand a chance of turning a profit, maybe you need to adjust who you're marketing to. Because obviously you need to make enough money to stay in business. John Counter actually had a pretty good comment. I think he meant this as a joke, but it's actually a really good comment. Why does all your avatar talk sound like you're talking to Bud Light marketing? John, say what people can say what they want about certain social issues. There are a lot of really good case studies happening right now around that exact same issue. Bud Light's marketing, they went through some hiccups, deserved or not. But look, there are case studies about what to do and what not to do regarding who and how you market your product. Because, boy, there were some interesting things that happened during that whole thing.
You could have used a different pause word on that one, bud.
Oh,
really good.
Girl.
You're doing really good. I'd have just stuck in a good old fashioned
Yeah, but there are some good case studies that I guarantee people will be talking about that for the next 100 years.
Yeah, that'll be a 100-year case study.
Yeah,
right there. That'll be it'll be a long time before we're able to really quantify the full impact.
Right, it'll be another 20 years before you can look back and say this was the true impact of what actually happened. And you know, in the end, they may overcome it, or one of 3 things is going to happen. 1, they're going to overcome it. 2, they're not going to overcome it, but they're still going to stay in business just enough to become another mediocre piss water beer. Or 3, they will eventually just drop the brand altogether, and they'll relaunch in 10 years with Coke Classic, the Budweiser version of Coke Classic.
Yeah, the family who actually sold it to InBev offered to buy the product, offered to buy it back.
Yeah.
And I think that is the best.
Dude,
best path forward. For that brand.
Imagine if so what was the guy's name? The family's name that owned it. Bush, was it Bush? Yeah. August Bush the 25th or something. Yeah, August Bush the 25th offered to buy this thing back. Now, look, he knows who was buying Bud Light. Imagine if he bought the brand back, pushed it back out to the same customer avatar that it had been going to for the last however many decades, and said, under new management, that's their branding, that's their new branding campaign, under new management. Guess what? He would make $1 bajillion.
At least $1 bajillion.
Yeah. Maybe 1.2 bajillions.
Honestly. That's all.
But that is the best path.
He would need 3 words, under new management, and he'd make so much money.
That's all I would need. That, and let the Clydesdales have their short tails again.
The Clydesdales. It's classic. Why would you get rid of the Clydesdales?
Well, they didn't.
I think they did.
No, they switched to this one campaign, this literally one commercial, one thing sunk this company by billions of dollars in lost revenue, billions of dollars.
Well, it wasn't even a commercial. It was a sponsorship.
Yeah, and
it wasn't even a full campaign. It wasn't even a full commercial.
Well,
it was a sponsorship.
They tried to glow it into that, but it never made it.
Yeah,
because of what it lost. But they immediately tried to roll back into the Clydesdales, and they tried to roll back into other things.
The patriotic thing. They made some American flag cans and stuff. Yeah, and look, I'm not saying, I'm not picking a side on the social issues. That's for somebody else to discuss. But
that's for everybody else to make your own opinions about. The only thing we're talking about is the business applications or the
Right.
big business implications of what they did.
Exactly.
Better job than those people, and I'm not that good.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why on this show we don't talk about politics.
Yeah.
Because here's the problem. David, what do we always say about business and politics?
If your business is not politics, stay the hell out of politics. You are immediately going to alienate at least 50%.
At least. And here's why it's at least. Look, let's say hypothetically, and it's pretty darn close to this, I think. Let's say hypothetically, half the country is very far this way, the other half of the country is very far this way. Not only are you pissing off half of the country, the middle part of the other half that wants to stay neutral, you're pissing them off by proxy because they don't want to be involved either way. So at best, you have like a third of your potential customer base even remotely interested.
Yeah, stop carving up your customer base.
Yeah, it's just dumb. Why would you do that?
Stop cutting up your customer base. You want to cast the net as wide as you want. It's business. It's not personal.
It's not personal.
It's just business.
Keep your business out of politics. And and I know you and I have had some heated discussions about this as well. Same thing goes for celebrities who have their dumb political opinions. I don't want to hear your dumb political opinion, celebrity. Entertain me, clown. Look, everybody is entitled to their own political opinions. Everybody's entitled. I totally agree with that. But I'm also entitled to not go and watch the movie of that dumb celebrity who told me I'm a hillbilly redneck because I believe this, or because I'm a pot-smoking hippie because I believe this. I don't have to pay money to see their product. And guess what? I won't, because I don't want to hear their dumb opinion.
Maybe everybody should
Same
have
thing.
an opinion but celebrities.
Well, you know what they say about opinions?
Which
They're like a balloon knot. Everybody has one, and they all stink.
Like a balloon. That's right. My thing in my defense on the celebrity issue is dance for me, Jester. Nice. That's
exactly.
But at what point are they not? If they've constantly got somebody watching or something, constantly have a camera in their face,
they're allowed.
When are they not? When are they not allowed? When are they allowed to not be the performer?
I'm not saying they're not allowed. But at the same time, they can't be upset when half the country doesn't spend money on their product.
No.
Right?
Well, and that's it.
That's just it. They're perfectly allowed to say anything they want. But guess what? They can't be surprised or upset, which they always are, because then they always come back and talk about the terrible people who just have terrible views. That's why they're not spending money on this product that they produced. Guess what? It's your own fault for putting out your dumb opinion. Keep it to yourself. There are a lot of celebrities who think the polar opposite of certain ways. Guess what? They don't say it on camera because they don't want to piss off half the country. Problem solved.
Keep it down. And that's really where the bottom line is. I got to get going.
We're off on weird rants. You got to go. You have a meeting, David.
Yeah, I have a meeting here in 35 minutes.
And the show is starting to get weird anyway.
And I'm in LA, so it's
LA. He's in LA. Like, I gotta go to this meeting in LA in the Hollywood Hills. Give me a fish taco.
Actually, it's not in LA. It's in Beverly Hills. Actually, is where the meeting is.
Well, it's okay. There's no businesses left there anyway. All right, David. It's been great seeing you. He's been David. Yep. This guy's been Matt Harmon. That's been my cat.
Oh wait, what about Kim Kardashian? He could go see Kim Kardashian.
Does she live in Hollywood?
I don't know where she lives.
Nobody knows.
Jersey.
Yeah, I don't.
Is Jersey and California the same thing?
Pretty much.
Dude.
New Jersey and California, yeah, they're right next to each other.
They're very close. They're very close. All right.
I'm good. So he's been West. I've been Dave. That's a cat.
One of us has been somewhere, and we'll see you guys next time because the show is starting to get really weird. Thank you, Bourbon. We'll see you next time.
lives in the